Have you ever wanted to gamble but without the money involved? Then Diamond Dude Turbo is for you. A quick disclaimer. It's not really gambling. It's just revealing cards off the top of your deck with Destiny Hero Diamond Dude and hoping it's a spell you need, which is a type of gambling. Anyways, let's get to the cards. The first thing you'll notice right away about Diamond Dude Turbo is that there are a lot of spells, and that's all thanks to the shining star of this deck, Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, whose effect lets us flip the top card of our deck, and if it's a normal spell, it goes to the grave. Then, on your next main phase, you can activate it even if it's in the grave. Also, the card skips the startup activation of any normal spell, so it simply activates the effect. An amazing card, especially in its own deck. We have Different Dimension Master, which allows us to discard a spell card to get a card out of the banish zone. We have Dark Magician of Chaos, who banishes any card it destroys by battle after damage calculation and gets us a spell out of the grave if it was normal or special summoned. Next, we have Destiny Hero Dasher, who contribute a monster to gain 1k, and after it attacks, it changes to defense. When it's in the grave and you draw a monster during your draw phase, you can reveal that monster to special summon it, which, while it won't come up all that often with this deck, is a pretty neat effect. We have Elemental Hero Stratos, which searches out Diamond Dude and can destroy some face downs. And then we have the Big J, which negates all traps on the field. Now, the astute among you may have noticed that this deck is missing something. That's right. Magic Cylinder is tragically missing. Yes, I know, it is a true crime, but too many traps in this deck can lead to you not hitting your spells. Speaking of the spells, that's where all the cards in this deck go towards. Starting with Brain Control, which steals one of your opponent's monsters for the cost of a few points, which can be used to sacrifice for one of your other high-level monsters or use that monster for an attack. It's also a normal spell, so it can be a hit-off Diamond Dude, which, as you can imagine, is the case for most spells in the deck. Card Destruction is good for a hand reset. Dimension Fusion allows you to return as many banished monsters from both banish zones. You might be asking, though, Diggs, what card in this deck banishes stuff? Well, Divine Sword Phoenix Blade not only gives our warriors 300 more attack points, but it can banish 2 warriors from the grave to be brought back to hand. An Emergency Call searches out Stratos, while Giant Trunade, Heavy Storm, and Mystical Space Typhoon all remove spells and traps, with the exception of Trunade, which just brings them all back to hand. Fun fact, you can use Giant Trunade in a combo with Premature Burial that both brings Premature back to hand and keeps the monster on the field. A niche combo? Yes, but an important one to know about. Even Joey Wheeler pulled this off in the anime. Then we have Lightning Vortex, which destroys all face-up monsters. Then we have Reasoning and Monster Gate, which thin your deck nice and good, but also get out monsters. With Monster Gate, you can use it to tribute one of your scapegoats to also get out a monster. Speaking of scapegoat, that is also in the deck. Provides both stalling power and bodies on board. We have Nobleman of Crossout, which banishes a face down. Always remember the law of Nobleman. Whenever you place a face down, your opponent will always have Nobleman. And I mean always. Premature Burial brings back a monster, while Reinforcement of the Army searches out our heroes, and Spell Reproduction gets us a spell from grave. And while the deck only has 2 traps, they're both amazing. Mirror Force destroys all face-up attack position monsters your opponent has when they attack, and Torrential destroys all the monsters your opponent has. And there is no extra deck. Now let's go into the deep strategy of Diamond Dude Turbo. The complexity of Diamond Dude Turbo comes from deciding what you're going to do on any given turn. Are you going to play your Reasoning now or use Diamond Dude's effect? Should you save Monster Gate for later or use it now? And do you Dimension Fusion right away or save it for a push for game? Always remember, before making a play, to be sure that it's the right one. This deck requires that brain of yours to figure out, but once you do, it's a pretty smooth ride. Now, Now that you know how Diamond Dude Turbo generally works, you can go out to YGO Reborn and roll the dice on your Diamond Dude hits. Be sure to check out the game and the Discord in the description and comments below. And even though I hate to ask, subscribe if you feel like it. I don't like to pressure people into doing things. I'll still make content either way, so no pressure. Be sure to suggest more deck showcases below. And lastly, have a good day.